The wind howled through the desolate landscape, carrying with it flecks of snow that danced like ghostly apparitions. Emma, a vibrant 29-year-old woman with an infectious sense of humor, was on a journey through a foreign land. Her laughter had always been a beacon of light, capable of turning even the darkest moments into pure joy. She was driving alone, surrounded by the haunting beauty of a snow and ice storm, her headlights cutting through the thick veil of white. Emma had always been drawn to adventure, but this journey had taken an eerie turn. As she navigated through the relentless storm, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was not entirely alone. Shadows flickered at the periphery of her vision, figures that seemed to appear and vanish like fleeting spectres. She chuckled nervously, attributing the visions to her overactive imagination. After all, her humorous nature had always led her to concoct elaborate stories in her mind. Yet, as the hours passed, the unease within her grew. The tapping sounds that echoed on the roof of her car every few minutes had evolved from a curiosity into a source of anxiety. The taps were erratic, like invisible fingers tapping out an otherworldly rhythm. She glanced at the rearview mirror, half expecting to glimpse a phantom hand, but the only thing that met her gaze was an endless expanse of snow. The road stretched ahead, an isolated ribbon of asphalt winding through a frozen landscape. Emma's breath quickened as the tapping intensified, becoming a relentless barrage that reverberated through the car. She clenched the steering wheel, her knuckles turning white, and muttered to herself in a shaky voice, "This can't be real." The storm's intensity matched the turmoil within her. Her headlights cast an eerie glow on the surroundings, painting trees and rocks in shades of blue and grey. Shadows danced on the periphery, and Emma could have sworn she saw a figure standing just beyond the reach of her vision. She blinked and it was gone. With each passing mile, the feeling of being watched intensified and persisted, unyielding and unnerving. One fateful day, as the storm began to relent, Emma's car sputtered to a stop. Panic seized her as she realized she was stranded in the heart of this frozen wilderness. She stepped out, her breath forming frosty clouds in the air. It was then that she noticed footprints leading away from her car, disappearing into the snow. With a mixture of trepidation and curiosity, she followed the footprints, her steps crunching in the icy silence. The trail led her to the entrance of a dilapidated cabin, its wooden walls bearing the scars of time. The door creaked open with reluctance, revealing a space that seemed to defy the laws of reality. Emma's breath caught in her throat as she beheld the interior. Shadows swirled like sentient entities, and strange symbols adorned the walls. In the center of the room stood an ancient-looking mirror, its surface reflecting not her own visage, but a scene from another time, a woman, clad in clothing from a bygone era, staring back at her with haunted eyes. As Emma reached out to touch the mirror, the cabin trembled, and the tapping sounds reverberated through the air once more. The woman in the mirror beckoned to Emma, her lips forming words that transcended language. And then, in a burst of light, Emma was gone. Months passed, and Emma's family back home mourned her loss. Her sister had married a kind and determined man named David, who had taken it upon himself to unravel the mystery surrounding Emma's disappearance. Following every lead and rumor, he found himself in the same foreign land where Emma had vanished. One fateful morning, David stumbled upon the very same cabin. Its weathered exterior had not changed, but the air seemed charged with an otherworldly energy. As he stepped inside, he felt a connection to Emma, as if her spirit still lingered in the very air he breathed. And then he saw her, the woman in the mirror. She reached out, her expression a mixture of hope and desperation. David's heart raced as he realized that the answer to Emma's disappearance lay within that mirror. With a deep breath, he stepped into the reflection, his world dissolving into light and shadow. He emerged in a realm that defied explanation, where time and reality intertwined like the threads of a tapestry. There he found Emma, her humor and strength undiminished even in the face of the unknown. As they stood together, hand in hand, they learned the truth of the cabin, a place that existed at the crossroads of dimensions, a bridge between the worlds of the living and the spirits. The tapping sounds were echoes of those who had passed before, trying to communicate across the veil. Emma and David's return was met with astonishment and joy. and their tale became a legend told in hushed tones. The woman in the mirror had guided them, ensuring that they emerged from the unknown stronger and wiser. And though the snow and ice had long since melted, their journey through the storm would forever remind them that even in the darkest moments, a glimmer of light could pierce through, and the unknown could transform into an extraordinary adventure.